The Black Snowman. It was so late that it was already tomorrow. I was walking down the street, my shoes stomping against the freshly fallen snow. The cigarette in my mouth was slowly burning, creating a nice dense cloud of moving smoke. Why did I have to wear all black today again? I remember her telling me that if I put some color on, it'll help my eyes pop. Gah! Who needs color anyway? Black is good enough. Plus, it slims me down. As I was passing by some benches covered with the white powder, I realized that I was alone. There was no one on the street. No pedestrians, no cars, just me and the almost non-perceptive wind. Drag from the cigarette. A couple more steps. It is quiet. It is starting to get scary. I looked around the nearby buildings and I gladly saw that some windows were lit up and shadows were passing in front of them. "Whew!" I exclaimed. For a second there I thought I was in a low-budget horror movie where everyone suddenly vanished and I am the only one remaining. That would have been disappointing for the world. I shouldn't be the one who remains after an apocalypse. As I was pondering my worthiness and steadily walking by, I felt a burning sensation on my lip. The cigarette. It has burned so close to the butt of it, it had started to burn my lip. Closed my eyes and tried to flick it out of my mouth without breaking pace. Then suddenly, bam! My face was frozen. I was lying down on the ground on a heap of snow. "Hey, hey, hey!" A tiny voice came behind me. I raised my head angrily in the direction of it. "What do you think you are doing, mister?" the voice said. My vision was still blurry as I was getting on my feet, trying to remove the snow from my face. And then I saw him, a small boy, dressed in raggedy clothes and no shoes, standing in front of me with his arms crossed. His rosy cheeks were puffed with anger, and his bright green eyes were darting either towards me or the pile of snow next to me. He removed a golden blonde clump of hair away from his face and huffed at me again. "Well, are you trying to ruin my service?" "Listen, kid, I don't know what you are—" I started to walk towards him, but as soon as I turned around to point at the snow pile, I saw them, dozens of snowmen. Each of them faced the huge cathedral, which was no farther than 20 feet away. It was haunting. I stepped closer to one of them. His head was made to be slightly forward. The usual buttons for eyes were replaced with horizontal sticks. The eyes are closed. The bright orange carrot was replaced with sharp, pointy rocks. And then my heart skipped a beat. The arms were clasped in prayer. "They are praying, all of them," I whispered. I looked around. All of them were almost identical. All of the dozens of snowmen were bowing their heads, eyes closed and arms clasped in prayer. There is one more thing. On their chest there was a piece of cardboard. On it a small hand had written $1 with what I can only describe as charcoal. "What?" I couldn't believe it. "Do you want to buy another one, mister?" The boy started to speak as he was rolling a big snowball right on the place where I had fallen. "Another one?" I replied. "Yes, you broke one and you owe me $1 already," said the boy without even looking at me. "Wait, I didn't— Oh, I guess I did. I will surely— Kid, where are your parents? Why are you outside at this time of night?" The boy stopped what he was doing, looked at me, put one bare foot over the other with the slight hope to warm it up, looked at me from head to toe, and said, "I am selling hope, mister, $1 a pop," and grinned ear to ear. "Hope? $1? This was surreal. "I am asking you again, kid, where are your parents?" Without skipping a beat, and even looking at me. "Mom," the kid pointed up toward the sky. "Dad." The boy rolled his fist, extended his thumb, and made a gesture, pointing behind him. I shouldn't have looked that way. A gut punch so strong I lost balance for a second. On a bench not very far from the last row of praying snowmen was laying a man. In his dangling hand an empty bottle of alcohol. "Look away." My brain was screaming at me. I couldn't. I glanced down to his feet. "Look away." His feet were covered in small children's shoes, taped with something. "Look away." Beneath his feet was a hat, a bright red wool hat. In front of it, a large cardboard sign which said, "Help me." A grown man has written this. "Look away. I can't." Hey, you on the bench, what are you thinking?" I shouted with my whole lungs. I was furious. "Won't work, mister, he is deaf," the kid said so nonchalantly that I almost lost balance again. But, I stuttered. "That is why I am selling my snowman during the night when he is sleeping. I'm saving money to buy him a hearing aid so he can hear the birds again. I know if he hears them, he will stop drinking so much and we can be happy, like we used to be. Look, I've saved almost $5 full already." The kid put a hand in his pocket and pulled out a fist full of $1 coins. He was beaming. I couldn't react at all. "Are you hungry?" That was the only thing I could think of. "Nope, there was 1 carrot left and I ate it. We had more, but Dad decided to sell them to buy that." The kid made a head gesture towards the empty bottle. "That is why all the snowmen have little rocks for noses," he was explaining calmly, while trying to place the praying hands on the newly built snowman. "Aren't you cold?" I looked at his feet. "Now I am not, plus it is my dad's turn to wear the shoes. We take turns now. He had his own, but he sold them too." The kid stood in front of the snowman and tilted his head to see if it looked right. I couldn't move. Speak, damn you! Say something, do something!" "All done." The boy slapped his hands, turned around and held his arm forward. "That will be $1, please, unless you want to buy more." His green eyes were gleaming with pride and joy as he was gently tapping his pocket full of coins. "Speak, say words, you monster." "Here, I want to buy this many." I reached into my pocket, got my wallet out, and thank the heavens there was a 50 in it. I grabbed it and reached towards the kid. Then I stopped and withdrew my hand, quickly glancing towards the drunk man on the bench. "I'm keeping this a secret, mister. He doesn't know. I want to surprise him." The kid was perceptive. I gave him the money. The kid jumped and hugged me tightly. "Thank you, mister. All of them are yours now. What is your name so I can write it on the labels?" "My name is Jay. But there is no need to write anything. They are not mine," I said while I hugged him even tighter. "Of course they are yours. How would the angels know that you bought hope otherwise?" The kid made a step back and looked confused. Don't you dare even begin to think of breaking down in front of the kid." "They know," I smiled sheepishly. The kid looked even more confused. "Run along now, kid. Go help your dad." I gently nudged him. Without saying a word, the little boy waved at me and turned around and started walking in the snow with his blue bare feet. "Hey, kid," I beckoned him. He turned around. I was holding my shoes in my hand, extending them forward and smiling. "You are going to get cold, mister," the kid said. "Don't worry about me, boy. I live very close." "Thank you, sir. Now my dad won't be cold anymore." He took my old shoes as he was wiping snot away from his face. "Don't you dare! Look away! Look away!" "Can I do anything else for you, kid?" I asked. The blond boy in raggedy clothes was walking away. He half turned back without breaking his stride, smiled a big smile with his red cheeks, removed a clump of blonde hair from his frozen face, and loudly replied, "You can pray for my dad." I turned towards the cathedral. My knees hit the ground. I could feel the cold through my wool socks. I bowed my head, closed my eyes. My eyelashes looked like little straight sticks. My nose, so cold and frozen, looked like a small jagged rock. I clasped my hands like two crudely made sticks and started to pray and cry uncontrollably. There was no one around, no people, no cars, only the slight wind, a dozen praying people made of snow, and me, the crying black snowman. The end.